fading away.
We got another episode coming in hot.
We live.
We live. This is probably going to be like I don't know, we'll try like 30 minutes today. I don't really have a lot of notes, but I do have some stuff I want to talk about. I want to know, Hect, what you think about this whole balloon situation that's been going on in the United States. I just want to preface a couple things. One, people are saying it's a conspiracy theory. Just in case you guys don't know, conspiracy theories are like undefeated right now. Things that have been being called a conspiracy theory over the past 30 years are like coming true. All the way from JFK, COVID. I do have to say for COVID, and so YouTube doesn't strike us down. Everybody, the vaccine works. Please get your updated boosters. It stops the spread and contraction of the virus. So YouTube, please don't take us down. Yeah. But I want to know what you think about. So, there's a bunch of different stories that are going around. One, people are saying it's a Chinese balloon, spy balloon. I guess there's been like a couple of sightings now, more than one.
Yeah, there's been a couple of those balloons.
So, what do you think? Do you think, and this is also kind of interesting, I heard this the other day. I heard somebody say that they think that the U.S. did this as kind of like a training exercise to see how like the masses would react. You know what I'm saying?
That's valid.
So like the U.S. did this, they put these balloons up, and then they're saying that they're Chinese spy balloons. And they want to see how like the media, the United States, people in general would react if something like this actually happened.
Well, we failed that already.
Yeah.
Everybody was going crazy over that.
So what do you think? Do you think it's actually Chinese spy balloon? You think it's aliens? Could be aliens or not?
Nah, it's definitely not aliens.
I feel like they have a little bit more high-tech shit than that.
Yeah.
Huh?
They're not going to just send a decoy and be like,
yeah,
whatever. I think it's Chinese.
You think it's Chinese?
Yeah, they fucked us enough.
All I'm going to say is I won't be surprised.
Right.
That's
3 years ago, all that bat soup going around, and then now this. I mean, But, I mean, that theory about the U.S. as like a training thing and then blaming it on the Chinese.
Right, like that's like so U.S. of us to do that. You know what I mean? Like I can see that.
No, it really is.
Like
it really is.
And I feel like, well, I don't know. I kind of said aliens, but I feel like our listeners should know. Do you think aliens exist?
Hell yeah.
Okay, I agree too.
1,000%.
Do you think? Have you like thought about like anything other than they just exist? Like, do you think like you have a thought of what they look like, or?
Yeah, I think they're just like really ugly looking. They're not like as good looking as we all think it is.
So what? So you don't? Do you think it's like the typical like small little gray?
Nah.
You don't think it's like
this
that?
Thing's got to be like 6'8".
Oh, like big.
Yeah, like the Undertaker. He's just gonna be like they're not gonna be massive. They're gonna be like long. They have a massive head.
Oh,
and the eyes aren't gonna be big. They're gonna be like huge. And it's not gonna be like circular eyes. It's gonna be like an almond.
So like it's gonna take up their whole head, the eyes, pretty much, like really big eyes.
Yeah, kind of like Roger from American Dad.
Oh,
but like
yeah,
without the gut and just like 7 feet tall.
Okay.
And they're gonna come out as little tiny UFO. It's not gonna be like a huge thing. Like it's not gonna make any sense.
So you're
like, how does this guy fit? It's like a clown car. They're just gonna keep coming out. And you're like, yo, how'd you guys all get in here? That's what I think.
So no, I agree. I think that's a good point. I definitely. The only thing that like is always interesting to me is how did we come up with the idea of what an alien looks like?
I think that's what I mean. Like somebody has had to have seen it,
right?
Because there's no way. There's too many videos. Like all of them got taken down that I was watching back in the day. But there's too many videos of people like, used to work for whatever CIA and shit like that, and then all of a sudden,
Yeah.
they're
You know
just
what?
wiped off the face of the earth.
You know what's really interesting, and I don't want to bore everybody to death, but there was a guy, I can't think of, he's a Chinese guy, or Asian guy, sorry, or whatever.
Shout out to them.
Yeah, shout out to them. And he's like I don't know, some type of like crazy scientist or something. And he has he was on the Joe Rogan podcast. I'm not like a huge, I've said this before, I'm not like a huge Joe Rogan fan.
Yeah.
I like Joe Rogan. I think he's a great commentator at UFC.
Yeah. He's very well spoken.
Yeah, I feel like he's always straight down the middle. But I watch a lot of his podcasts, and I've told you this before, Hect, for the people he has on. I don't really care what Joe Rogan thinks about a lot of things. I care what the experts that he has on his show have to say.
I think that's why he does it, to spread information, which is good. I think it's a really good way to do it.
Yeah.
Shit, if I could bring a scientist here, I would.
No, yeah, like if you want to know something, right? Like why not bring somebody who's the expert in whatever you want to know? But anyway, so he has said that in like certain societies, there's like certain levels of technological advancements that every society will have. So like, let's say, I don't know, like planet Earth is at, we're like, the way he describes it, something like just below level 1. And then like once you get like to level 1, it'll kind of be like the Jetsons, where like they're driving around, like in little crafts and shit instead of cars, like floating crafts. And then he said, then, and this is just like the natural progression of like a society, right? Like Earth, a planet. Right. And as technology advances, we'll be able to get to these different levels. And then like level 2 is like Star Trek, where you can like travel, like between galaxies and shit like that.
Yeah.
So my point was, he had said that he thinks, well, I don't want to put words in his mouth because it's been a while since I've seen it, but I think what he was trying to say was a lot of the stuff that we're seeing here may not be aliens. It actually may be people who have been around like millions of years longer than we have.
Yeah. Right.
And have advanced so far that they're able to travel through galaxies and they could come here whenever they want and things like that.
Yeah, I was looking into this a little bit, like 3 weeks ago.
Do you know what I'm saying though?
Yeah, it's like people from the future traveling back in time.
Right. It's almost like, right, like, well, I don't know if society is the right word, but a society, right, the technological advancement will get so great that you could just travel however you want to, you know what I mean? Like, you could go through galaxies, you could time travel, you could do whatever you want.
Well, that stuff does exist. I don't know how. I didn't fall too far into that rabbit hole, but I was looking up a couple of videos, and they were saying, like, there's ways to go back or forward in time, whichever one it was, but obviously, whatever you do back then will influence whatever.
Yeah.
I think it's like Einstein's quantum theory or some shit like that.
Okay.
And I was just like, this is crazy. And then I was looking at other videos, like, because I was like, I need to see proof.
Yeah.
And there's pictures from back in the day that are just, like, wild. Like, a guy in this, like, what, maybe the 60s? Maybe even before that? He's just, you see him, like, around a couple group of other men, and they're all, like, a couple of guys that are standing around the guy that's from the future.
Mm-hmm.
They're kind of staring at him. And, like, he's wearing a completely different outfit than everybody else. Like, guy's got sunglasses, a camera, but there's, like, no cameras out there really like that. And, like, not like this is like a handheld photography, like a Sony camera that you could get, like, today.
Yeah.
And, like, you're just like, this is weird.
Yeah. No, but I definitely, and I guess to, like, kind of close the loop on this whole conversation was, I feel like to not think that aliens or some type of other species exists is kind of like closed-minded.
Yeah.
Just because of how, like, you don't have to be a scientist to just kind of think and try to understand how big this fucking
place is.
This whole time continuum, whatever you want to call that, we live in. Yeah. It just goes on forever.
Yeah. Neil deGrasse Tyson said it himself. He doesn't completely tell you what it is because you probably doesn't want to get smoked, but he was like, it is very highly likely that there is something else living here, not just us. Which is like, come on, this guy's a it just doesn't make.
He's telling you without telling you,
right?
You know, it's like
you guys got to get the hand. He's not alone. There's a bunch of other guys that are like dealing with this stuff, and they all just like, yeah, it's definitely. There's definitely something there. We don't know what it is, but it's something.
Yeah,
I know what it is.
No, yeah,
it's Roger. He's just lurking around everywhere.
I definitely feel that, and I definitely do think that, you know, us as a country or just the United States has definitely, and the government knows that there's something else out there, and I may want to go as far as say that we've had contact with them.
Yeah, like, why is there an Area 51 then if nothing exists?
Yeah, we could do a whole podcast.
Why is it so restricted that you can't even look that way when you're crossing through the desert?
Yeah, we could do a whole podcast on that shit.
Shit don't add up, man.
But I do feel like there is an aspect where you can't let your average person know that we know, right? You know what I'm saying?
Right.
That there's other, like, there's aliens or other species out there that we've come in contact with.
Right.
There's like a level of, like, could you just imagine if, I think that's where, you know, if you want to give kudos to the government, they understand the level of chaos that would ensue.
Right. Yeah.
If they came out tomorrow on the news and said, we discovered a species that could wipe us out, like, tomorrow.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yep.
Like, they could just fly in here with the aircrafts and they would just zap everybody and we would be gone.
Right.
Like, you understand? Like, people would
and that's what I'm saying. Like,
panic.
Right. Going back to, like, you describing, like, the scientists that's saying there's different, like, levels to this, like, whatever, utopian societies of whatever. Like, even if there is that, like, we can't know that.
Right.
Like, we just can't. Everyone's too easily influenced by everything that the media does, or, you know, like, we can't. That's too much information that they can't give away. And that's why I think it's like, it's crazy that they withhold info, like the Chinese balloon shit.
Yeah.
But in a way, they have to.
Exactly. Like, that's what I'm saying.
You got to respect it in a way.
There's just certain things that your average person
you're
can't
better
know.
off not knowing. Which they're probably even shit their pants. They're probably like, yo.
Yeah,
we could really get smoked, but we got to just, you know, like if you show up and a cop shows up to your house and he's panicking, you're panicking.
Yeah.
Because you're like, I called you. Why are you panicking? Like, this is serious now, you know? Like, that's why all of it, we see it as no threat, you know, because then the average person is going to be like, oh, this is fine. But then now people start with their theories, like, oh, I've seen this, and, you know, such and such spoke about this. This is more serious than it should be. And they cause their own stir-up. And
like I said at the beginning, conspiracy theories really ain't conspiracy theories anymore. You know what I'm saying?
Oh, yeah, no, everyone's getting exposed.
Yeah. This shit's coming out.
Yeah, it's bad. Did I send you the TikTok with the thing in Ohio? The guy that creates the train cards?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, how when they tip over, they're not supposed to spill?
Yeah. He's like, bro, I'm literally in the factory line building these things. It doesn't make any sense. Like,
yeah, that's another thing.
I believe him more than I believe us. Like the government. This guy works in it. Like, he knows how it works. Like,
yeah, this whole thing. In first off,
I just want to know who wins, bro. Who wins out of this?
It's not us. And by us, I mean me and you.
Yeah, by us. Yeah, we're not winning because we're also sending, you know, $1 billion more again.
Oh yeah, to Ukraine
to help fight a war. Just saying.
That's another thing people don't want to hear. The first thing I want to say about this whole train derailment thing, you know, I hope everybody, obviously, you know, we don't wish nothing bad on anybody. Hope everybody gets help over there. But I have to say, East Palestine has to be the worst fucking name for a city I've ever fucking heard in my entire life. When that shit first came out, I had to read Twitter shit like 15 times. I'm like, why are we talking about Palestine? Like, what the fuck is going on? Like, East Palestine has to be one of the worst city names in all of the United States.
Yeah, it's fucked up.
How did that happen?
I don't even know.
Could you imagine putting that on like some type of resume and you don't know? You know what I'm saying? Like let's say somebody moves from
you're from East Palestine. What are you doing?
Yeah, like can you like imagine? Like, it's crazy.
Yeah, no, Not a good name. Just like Mianus, Connecticut.
Is that a real place?
Yeah.
How is it spelled?
Mianus. I saw it on Jackass one time. I was like, no way, this is real. It's a real thing. It's a real thing.
The other thing I wanted to say about that too,
Or what's that other place in Florida? Okeechobee,
Florida.
Yeah. Yo, that place is dangerous though. I looked it up. That place is crazy.
I can imagine with a name like that, bro.
Between like the incest and all this crazy like
Oh,
one
shit, of those.
It's fucked up.
Ah,
It's like I think some real redneck shit down there.
yikes.
Okeechobee.
The one thing I wanted to say about the train derailment thing, apparently, and I said this to you, the shit that came out of the train or whatever, and I'm not like too versed in the story, but I know there's been a lot of videos of it getting into the water and stuff like that, and there's been some reports that it can like alters people's DNA, if consumed. So that brings me to my question for you, and I had mentioned this to you recently. Would you rather have an alien invasion or a zombie apocalypse?
Zombie apocalypse.
Yeah, because I feel like, right? Because I feel like we kind of agree that an alien invasion, right? If we get invaded by aliens, it's over.
Yeah, you can't do anything.
Yeah, like
They
they're
don't
just gonna
even
smoke
talk
us,
to you.
and it's gonna be a wrap.
Right. The fourth kind, like that's enough evidence for me, bro.
Yo,
I would much rather stand a chance, have a 3% chance against the final boss zombie,
yeah,
than 0 chance against one alien. Yeah, and they're not gonna come. They're gonna come 40 deep.
oh yeah, forget
They're
it,
gonna
bro.
40 little flying saucers flying around. There's gonna be like 800 of them.
Yeah.
And they could just probably multiply. You kill them
you
and
know
be like,
what?
all right,
Yeah,
it's
you
gonna mutate.
You know what it's gonna be like? You know, like all those like old Viking movies where like when they went to battle and there's just like
Yeah,
500,000
yeah.
people just lined up in a row.
Yeah. Yep. That's exactly how it's gonna be.
But I feel like, especially you and me, bro, if there was a zombie apocalypse, oh, we could put in some work,
Yeah.
like real work.
Yeah. No. Like, there's definitely a higher chance of survival.
Yeah.
Meaning, like, you know, making a fire, like hiding, like literally, like camping style shit.
Yeah,
And I'm not like a camper, but I could figure it the fuck out.
Yeah. And it was kind of funny because I feel like when I mentioned this to you last time, we had kind of talked about like what kind of zombies are we talking about?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, are we talking about like you know, like Walking Dead zombies or like Resident Evil zombies?
Yeah. No iRobot zombies.
Yeah, no like iRobot where they're like they fucking run like Usain Bolt.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
No round. Nothing past round 20.
Yeah, Nazi zombie.
Yeah. Nothing. Round 20, even round 20, you kind of be like, damn, this is a little bit of a workout.
Yeah.
But we got it.
No,
You're confident. But then,
No, the kind of zombies you want, right, is like the ones from like level like 1 to 5 where you could still repair the window.
Yeah.
And they're just ripping the boards down as you repair it.
Yeah.
Like those are the ones that you
yeah,
want.
he's gonna get caught in a loop, and he's gonna be like, and then just keep going back at it. Like that's fine with me. And no hellhounds, none of them fucking
Oh
dogs.
no, bro. Nah.
What do you think the mystery box would be though? East Palestine, I think. I think it'll be there.
Yo, oh my god. No, but I feel like honestly, if you could like just like in the movies kind of, right? Like if you get a couple of guys together and
Yeah.
you know, you got some you know, some heat on you,
Yeah.
you
I
can
think
put
it'd
in
be
some
alright.
work, some serious work.
I think you just got to worry about the people who prepared for this.
Right.
You know, because they're going to be like, oh, now you want to be on my team. I told you this was going to happen.
Yeah.
And you're like, listen,
Yeah, listen.
hear me out.
Hear me out.
Let me cook. Nah, I don't want to hear that. Like, they don't want to hear none of that shit.
Yo, you want to know which zombies would suck? Which we may have no chance are the ones from I Am Legend.
That's what I mean. I'm sorry, not iRobot. I Am Legend. Yes. No, those are the crazy ones. That's the ones that I mean.
They were insane.
Yeah, they like jumped like 20 feet in the
Yeah.
air type shit. Yeah, I'm good. I don't want no rainy
The
zombies
only
on me.
The only thing that I feel like would kind of be crazy, and which we would probably get used to like very quickly, is like I feel right. Like if you have a zombie, right? So what's a zombie? What are we saying? A zombie is like somebody who is dead and then has like come back to life in a way, right?
Yeah.
I would actually want to know what the actual definition of a zombie is. You would probably have to cut its head off for it to actually die.
Yeah, all the games we play, there was like, the headshots are like lethal.
Yeah.
It just shuts the brain off.
So
but I don't get how you're killing something that's already dead.
Right. That's where it gets a little dicey.
Right.
So I feel like that could be something that would be a little nutso in the beginning of the zombie apocalypse. Is like, right, like let's say, a zombie running up on you, you put 3 in him, pop, 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 and then he's laying there and you got to slice his head off. Like, I feel like that could be a little nuts in the beginning.
Right.
Like, I'd be like, oh, fuck.
But you know what's going to happen?
What?
After all that's said and done, someone's going to find, like, some type of drug that turns you into a zombie. And then cops are going to be out here just with samurai swords on patrol.
Yo.
They dumped 3 rounds in somebody now, and the guy's still running and going for
yeah.
it. It's like...
But I feel like, right, because, like...
But if that zombie thing does happen, it has to be something that we started and put out there.
Oh,
like
yeah, for sure.
It's going to be, like, some weird shit.
No. I 100% think it's going to be like in the movies where, like, they're...
The government's doing it, and
Yeah.
they're just like, oh, well, we're all going to quarantine in this big bubble in fucking New York City or something.
Yeah, forget
shit.
it.
Like,
Yo, there's a great movie, which actually I feel like could be like the most realistic version if there's a zombie apocalypse. Have you ever seen the movie? I think it's 28 Weeks Later. Have you ever seen that movie?
yes. Is this when they have like the little, like that I was talking about, like the little huts and shit, and like the military's kind of controlling everything?
Yeah, it's in like London or something like that. And the guy who just got his fucking leg, Jeremy Renner, is in it. I don't know if you know who that is. He's the guy who shoots the what's the guy's the Marvel hero?
Hawkeye?
Yeah, Hawkeye. Do you know who that Jeremy Renner is?
I know who
Does
he
that name
is,
sound
yeah.
familiar?
Yeah.
He's in the movie,
Huh.
and he's like a military guy,
Huh.
and he's like trying to like contain this zone where like they're doing the work, like they're doing the testing,
Yeah.
and there's like a huge outbreak.
That's what I would feel like it would be.
Yeah,
Yeah.
we got to watch that movie. That's a good movie if you haven't seen
Yeah,
it.
I would watch it. Sounds good.
It's really good. But I just feel like, right, like, cause doesn't that kind of sound crazy? Like, but I feel like in the moment, maybe, like, right, like if you knew that, you had to kill zombies and shit to survive, like I'd be fucking slicing and dicing everything.
Yeah, I would shut the brain off.
Right, that's what I'm saying. I
Zero
feel like
remorse.
yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like I feel like when you're in the situation, it's different, other than right now us just sitting here.
Yeah.
But when you're in that situation, it's like, okay, like it's do or die out here.
Yeah, the emotions go
Yeah,
out the window.
forget it.
Yeah, you got to survive.
That's where it's like it just sounds crazy, but I know I'd be able.
It'd be pretty cool, I guess. Like one wave.
Yeah,
Like a small
like
wave.
one wave.
A small... I mean, if you really want to just see what it's like, I guess go to Kensington, right? Just walk around. Walk around with, like, free food, like that guy did. The pizzas.
Yo, that video is crazy, bro. The internet will always be undefeated just for the fact that, like,
Oh, my God.
like you could see shit on the internet and, like, it almost makes it seem real, if that makes sense. Like,
yeah.
so, like, I'm
You
trying
can
to
picture that being a real scenario.
Yes.
Like,
Yes. So, like, just for some context, what we're talking about, this guy went to where was he? Did you say where he was?
was it Kensington? Maybe somewhere near Kensington?
I feel like
Whatever.
it was in
a
Philly
big
or something
homeless
like that.
population town.
Yeah. And he pretty much just bought a bunch of pizza and was like going around and giving it out to the homeless. But in the video, he edited in like zombie sounds every time like they would come up and get the pizza. But it, like I said, the
went
way
to
that he
shit.
did it, it just made it seem like it was so real
Yeah.
that you could see that happening that way.
Yeah. And they were just going crazy.
Yeah.
Like, they were getting mad that he ran out of pizza. Like,
Yeah, like the
Come
guy
on.
was really there giving out pizza,
Yeah,
and then
the
they get
guys-
tight
yeah.
that he then don't have pizza.
but that goes to show you, doesn't matter what you do. Nice guys finish last.
Yo, deadass. And if you're not from there, don't go around there.
Yeah, just like in West Virginia.
Yo,
If you know, you know.
yeah. Yo, for real. Yeah, so I feel like, what are we looking at?
That was the hand.
Oh.
The right hand. Hey.
Yo, if anybody listening has not seen the video of the Whitakers, if you want your mind blown, go watch that. Go watch that video.
Yeah.
It's
That video's fucked.
it's this guy who does I think the YouTube channel is Soft White Underbelly, and he pretty much just like interviews like a ton of people like from all different walks of life, like prostitutes, pimps, drug addicts, criminals, cops, everybody. And you can go look it up, but he somehow stumbled across this family in West Virginia, and
You're in for a real treat.
yeah, I'm not going to say much about it, but if you just want to have your mind completely blown, and you are going to be in shock that stuff like this actually exists. I know it I don't want to say it changed my outlook on life, but
Kind of changed the way you see things.
yeah. It's different, man. There's a lot of different people out here. Scary people, for one.
Yeah. Unfortunately, they didn't have a choice.
Yeah. You know what I think? I think that a lot of these places where you have these small towns or people who have grown up in the same area for a very, very long time. I don't want to say it's like a third world country, but it seems like there's like a really big disconnect where it's almost like that real mentality where it's like, if you're not from here, don't come here.
Yeah.
You know what I
don't
mean?
Understand anything? Yeah.
Yeah, and because of that, like these areas are so like poor and underdeveloped because they don't accept anything outside of what they already know.
Right. Everything for them that's normal, that's not normal to us, is not normal to them.
Right.
Like they're just, they have their ways. And
right.
That's it. If you ain't from there.
Yeah. But like, I guess the point is like that's not a good way to.
Yeah, small towns freak me out.
Yeah,
I've never wanted to live in a small town where everybody knows everybody. The graduating class is like 50.
You know what's crazy though?
Freaks me out.
I feel like a lot of like the murders and stuff and like these crazy crime cases.
Happens there.
Yeah.
And they start from there because like they just don't know any better. I feel and like
yeah.
I don't know. I can't say anything because I'm not from a small town, but like when people take too much pride in a small town, like if I tell you, hey, this is a guy from a small town, what do you think of in your head, just physically? Go ahead, just
like a scrawny, like older white guy. Definitely has done some drugs recently.
Straw hat.
Yeah.
Piece of fucking wheat hanging out of his mouth.
Yeah, like like an old red Chevy that's like barely running.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Right.
That's what I think of.
Nah, that's exactly what I thought of too. Like it's just, I don't know. And then like, it's just, like you said, their norm is just, I don't know.
Right? It's like it's like, it's very weird.
It's almost scary. I just don't like small towns, and
it is scary.
Yeah.
It's really scary. And that's with anything, right? Like when you have people or someone who struggles to see the other side of things, or how things can be done a different way.
Right. Like I give credit to those people that go to these like areas to find out how it really is.
Oh yeah, for sure.
At the same time, I mean, like it's great for us viewers.
Yeah.
We're just sitting at home. We could leave. They can't. They're there like going through it, dealing with it. Better them than me. I could never.
No word.
I don't know. That small town stuff freaks me out, and
yeah, it's weird.
Shit ain't for me.
All right. Well, I feel like this was an interesting episode because we talked about a lot of things that we haven't talked about.
Yeah,
but I
any
feel like are
questions,
important.
email us.
Yeah, but I feel like are very important. Like I said, last episode, we're gonna try to crank out some pods for y'all. Um, don't forget to hit us up in the emails too, if y'all
Yeah.
feel like you got something to say.
It's been looking a little dry lately.
Yeah, it's been dry.
We could use a little acid rain, you know?
Yeah.
Help us out.
And we're also working on getting another mic and
Yeah,
so
some T-shirts, some merch. Nah, I'm just kidding. Y'all ain't getting none of that.
another mic. So when we have a couple guests on and stuff, it'll just be easier for them to talk and the audio will probably be better.
Yeah.
But don't forget, y'all, if you ain't from here,
Don't come here.
and stay in your lane.